Welcome to Airborne for Wednesday, July 25th from AirVenture 2018 at Whitman Regional Airport. I'm Laura Hudson. On our program for today, AirText sends a message to AirVenture 2018. Clarity Aloft introduces a new extremely lightweight headset, the Flex. And the Sling TSi is a 4-place Rotax 915 IS Wonderplane. Those stories and more are coming up on this AirVenture 2018 special edition of Airborne Unlimited. AirText has an uncanny knack for figuring out great ways to communicate in flight without having to get a second mortgage to make it happen. ANN chats with David Gray to find out what's happening with their latest iteration, AirText LT.
So at AirVenture, we've introduced a product called AirText LT, which is a very small, lightweight, portable product, just like our bigger installed products. This product is a third the size and has all the features of the bigger products. It will work for 6 passengers where the other ones work for 16 or 62 passengers. AirText LT can be brought on the airplane. It has a portable antenna which could be mounted up on the glare shield. You would then connect it to a power source. We just introduced today that we have 5-volt USB power, so that's exciting for us. I'm showing it here being used with just a portable USB power source, like what you'd use to power up your phone. The only caveat is that we ask that you have at least 2 amps of 5-volt coming out, which you can get. And you can see this one here is very convenient. It all gets held in a small storage case, and you could pack it all up, put it on your airplane, and take it to your boat if you want. Use it on the boat. This is ideal for someone that carries passengers. It's not just for the pilots, for everybody on board the airplane. So if you have a Cirrus, or if you have a Bonanza or a Saratoga, you could use this product. So what happens is you have your phone and you send through an app, an AirText app, you send a message out to our server. It then goes up to Iridium satellites. It goes over to our server on the ground through the Iridium server, and then we disperse it out to people's phones anywhere in the world through a ground-based system. All that takes generally about 10 to 15 seconds. I've seen it as fast as 6 seconds and maybe 30 seconds on the long side.
Having been huge fans of Clarity Aloft over the years for the durable, lightweight, and quiet little headset, we sure sat up and took notice when we found out they were improving their product line.
The Flex is really the result of, basically 15 years of talking to pilots and seeing what they like and what they don't like, what's important to them, and what could make flying a better experience. And so we kind of distilled all that down into the Flex, which is going to be kind of our new platform as we develop further. So we've got the Flex right here. Really some innovative stuff, especially for fit and feel, the comfort factor. The adjusting band at the back, you can make the band to fit exactly the circumference of your head. So that makes a real difference for people that have a larger or smaller head. It's going to fit you exactly. Another great thing, especially if you're a first officer, is you can move the mic boom from left to right. So you can have that on either side. Or if you're a GA pilot and your home build has your jacks on a different location, just set it to where it's comfortable for you. The other nice factor is that on that mic boom, you can also adjust it backwards and forwards. And that gives you some good flexibility there. And then last but not least, it all folds flat for storage. So that can pack down into a really nice small case, and it's easy to throw into the flight bag. And it's also our lightest headset. That form factor took a lot of weight out. It's not like we ever had a heavy headset, but this is the lightest. So we're really excited about that. Some other nice features are the fact that some of these are replaceable. So like if you want to have one ear that you're just never going to use, you don't want it dangling, take that off. And if you need to replace that speaker ever, we can just send you a speaker. You're not sending your whole headset in for repair. There's a lot of thinking that went into the design of this, and I think for the future of our headset designs, this is going to be a really great platform.
What may turn out to be the best value 4-place kit aircraft is now flying and soon to be available. The Rotax 915 IS powered Sling TSi actually carries 4 full-grown people at cruise speeds of up to 145 knots. And as 4-seaters go, this thing is surprisingly cost-effective.
Tell me about the Sling TSi. Well, the Sling TSi, I think, is what we've all been waiting for. It's great that Rotax came out with this lovely new engine. We've got 40% more horsepower. It's everything plus more that they promised. Here we have the first product out the factory that was actually built on a build assist program with the new owners. They went over from the US and they spent a month in South Africa on the build assist program. And yeah, we have a product that's going to surpass all our expectations. I believe we're going to be better than the prototype figures. And we're looking really forward to flying it on Monday and seeing what really happens.
Now, what have you learned from the original proof of concept TSI? What are the kind of the numbers we should be able to expect for the future?
I would say at least 145 plus knots true airspeed at about 8,000 feet. Climb rates are going to be really good, 1,200 plus at all-up weight. And we're going to be burning 8 gallons an hour at that cruise. So she's going to be a real good cross-country machine. For years now we've been operating these engines, and you can have MoGas or avgas in any form, in any mixture. You don't change anything, and that makes it even better for cross-country and of course for operating from your home field if you're running off MoGas.
After the break, flight design is returning to prominence as a major player in the LSA business. You're watching Airborne Unlimited from Aero-TV.
Fly for free. Pipistrel's Alpha Electro Trainer and the Pipistrel Taurus Electro Sailplane are true electric airplanes and can be powered by the Pipistrel Solar Trailer. See them in action at pipistrel-usa.com.
Continental Motors Group. Manned and unmanned, Continental has been a pivotal part of aviation and aerospace history and wants to be a part of your mission. Gas or diesel, certified or experimental, Continental is investing in your future. www.continentalmotors.aero.
Since 2001, MGL Avionics has produced avionics for experimental and light sport aircraft. The flagship product is the IEFIS, a comprehensive next-generation flight, engine, and navigation instrument designed to meet the demands of the modern pilot. See more at www.mglavionics.com. Waco Classic Aircraft carries on the proud tradition of the open cockpit biplane, exhilarating to fly, beautiful to behold. With its classic graceful design, the Waco YMF-5D is custom built for each owner. Learn more at www.wacoaircraft.com.
Welcome back to Airborne Unlimited, coming to you this week from EAA AirVenture 2018 in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. If you've seen something around Oshkosh that's really cool, let us know with the hashtag OSH18Cool on your social media post. A&N caught up with Flight Design's Tal Beginning to hear what new fundings, better organization, and renewed focus on the LSA and light GA market is doing for the great little company.
The news with Flight Design is all good. In 2017, Lift Air, owned by Mr. Sven Lindig from Eisenach, Germany, purchased the company, and we've been building it back up since then. Flight Design USA has always stayed servicing and continued operational safety management for the United States. Flight Design is currently developing a new four-seater project. Most people know of the C4, but in the last 10 years, there's been changes in materials, engines, avionics, and most importantly, some innovation in regulation with the new Part 23 and CS 23 that have warranted a relook at the design. We currently have a team of consultants and the flight design engineers designing and developing a new plane.
What's this I hear about gyroplanes?
Lift Air, who is the holding company that owns Flight Design General Aviation now, also owns Rotorvox. Rotorvox is an innovative, advanced aerodynamic and structurally advanced gyroplane. It's an all-carbon airframe, literally solid carbon airframe. It has a very organic spine that runs from the rotor mast down to the nose of the plane, providing a very rigid cockpit structure. It has mini wings and twin boom tails. It's a very innovative aircraft and blends well with the flight design technology.
What should people at Oshkosh 2018 know about the company and the effort now compared to previous years?
Well, the great news is that we have stable ownership, visionary leadership. The future's really bright.
Epic Aircraft is approaching certification with a single-engine E1000 turboprop. After years of battling the rigors of funding, certification, R&D, it looks like Epic may turn out to be a major player in the high-end GA and BizApp markets.
Well, we've pretty much determined that it's going to take us, the first year to ramp up the operation. So we're looking at 8 to 12 aircraft by the first 12 months. From there, we'll step it up, and our whole goal is to get to 50 a year, and that will probably be at that figure sometime in the middle of the third year. We have 85 aircraft on order right now. Those are all refundable deposits. Everybody's just kind of waiting impatiently to get their airplane. We have at least 20 service facilities out around the United States that want to be our service centers. We are developing that program with them now. Their mechanics, their technicians will come out to our facility for a week or two of training, and then we'll send them back with the ability to service our aircraft. The insurance is, right now they're requiring, if you're experienced and you have the experience to do it, it's probably 10 to 15 hours of flying time out of our facility with our instructors. If you don't meet the requirements, we're going to be working on a mentor program where a gentleman will fly them for the next 50 hours. Obviously, they're looking for turbine time, anything like that. But realistically, the airplane, we have found, flying the airplane itself is not difficult. It's making sure that you know how to use the avionics and everything else in conjunction. And it is a fast airplane, so when you fly this fast airplane, Center gives you a change in your flight plan. Can you get through it quickly or know how to get through it quickly, the airplane while it's flying.
Magnus Aircraft is presenting their Fusion Aircraft series, which spans a number of missions and power plant concepts. The composite two-seater is available with conventional power, but is also developing electric and surveillance versions.
Fusion 212, being a light sport aircraft, is ideally powered and configured for flying two people comfortably at up to 120 knots. This particular aircraft has a requirement to use split flaps for takeoff, retractable once you come out of ground effect. It has a very short ground roll, about 800 to 1,000 feet maximum, and only needs 1,500 feet to clear a 50-foot obstacle on a normal day. Fully loaded with full fuel. The aircraft is extremely responsible in stick control response with the dual controls. It has excellent roll response, and it has slightly damped pitch response. We have certified the aircraft with the FAA in the SLSA category, and as such it's limited to about 60 degrees of bank and also to about 30 degrees of nose down or nose up pitch. The actual aircraft has a nominal climb rate off the runway at takeoff power of between 600 and 700 feet per minute. And with your single pilot and partial fuel, that increases to well over 1,000 feet per minute vertical speed indicated up rate. Our normal cruise at 75% power is about 110 knots. We can deliver a ordered aircraft to the customer in the United States within 60 to 90 days. We keep a limited supply of the aircraft in the United States and presently have 2 aircraft available for sale, which would be presentable to the customer at closing.
After the break, does EAA have a secret weapon for the future of personal aviation? Stay tuned to find out. You're watching Airborne Unlimited on Aero-TV.
Build and fly with the most exciting line of kit aircraft on the market, the Sonex Aircraft B models. The B models offer more room and comfort, more fuel, more panel space, more engine choices, and the same great Sonex Aircraft flight characteristics. Learn more at sonexaircraft.com.
Progressive Aerodyne's Sea Ray Adventure offers Rotax 912 power, a basic instrument panel, and radios. Fly it away for $124,000. Visit searay.com for more details.
Trigg's TT31 Mode S transponder is the class-leading retrofit to the KT76A or KT78A. Easier and faster to install. You can now integrate with GNS or GTN WAS navigators and use our free ADS-B STC list covering 650 aircraft types. ADS-B just got easy.
Concorde's recombinant gas RG series sealed battery technology produces a high-performance battery with the advantages of being pre-tested and fully charged at the factory. Find out more about Concorde's entire line of batteries at www.concordebattery.com. Concorde, the heart of your aircraft.
Welcome back to Airborne Unlimited for Aero-TV, coming to you this week from AirVenture 2018 in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. Today, Jack and Jim talk about EAA's secret weapon for the future of aviation, EAA Chapters, Young Eagles, and more.
There's this recent discussion in a couple areas that the chapters are potentially EAA's next secret weapon. That you've got, how many are there now?
There's well over 800.
And it comprises, how many tens of thousands of people collectively. But being able to empower and direct and cooperate and work with those chapters has tremendous potential. There used to be a lot of activities that were directed toward the chapters, and there's rumors now that there's some thought in that area. Are the chapters your next secret weapon?
We would argue they've always been our secret weapon, but we haven't been giving them the attention that they need to give them programs to continue to grow and be viable. So our last couple of years, we've really focused on the chapters. We've had leadership academies to help them understand best practices from other chapters. We've given them tools for things that they can be doing, with the overall recognition that the Young Eagles program is a chapter program. It's managed, run, and is done by chapters across the U.S. So 5,000 active pilots, 7,000 ground volunteers. I mean, that is the core of a lot of the chapter activity. And we want to now give them more things to think about that they could do. Headquarters isn't here to tell you what to do. We're here to just offer up what we've seen, what's going on in other chapters, what you might want to consider, with a lot of it around getting young kids beyond that first flight and into other activities, whether it be educational, whether it be AMA activities, other things that can keep their interest until they become 15 and can actually start learning to fly.
You mentioned Young Eagles. The program, you passed 2 million some time ago. I don't know what the number is specifically right now. Has there been any solid quantitative analysis at this point as to what's happened as a result of all that effort?
There are numbers out there. We validate the best we can, but the only thing we can do is take a Young Eagle record, which we have, and try to bounce it against the FAA pilot registry and come up with, out of those 2 million, how many have actually gone on to receive a certificate, which it's roughly around 6 or 7%. Now, the side stories from that are the ones that we're trying to get our arms around and help promote, which you'll see some of that this week, of how many Young Eagles have stepped forward and say, I got interested in aviation, but now I'm a captain for a United. Now I'm because the program's been 26 years, 7 years now in existence, so a lot of 15-year-olds are a lot older. And our Air Academy, which is celebrating its 35th anniversary, there we have 7,000 kids have gone through that program, and we have very specific data on what careers have been launched, and it's everything from captains of major airlines to engineers that are working in on military fighter programs to marketing folks to you name it. The success stories are really, really powerful when you see what we have done here in what has been a small way but can be even a bigger way as we go forward. We're working on Young Eagles 2.0. Not sure if we'll have announcements out this week, but a couple things we're looking at is expanding our light sport flight academy to try to have more classes and more scholarship students go through those. That's a 3-week. You're not leaving until you get your certificate. But we're going to try something next summer with 14-year-olds. And we're going to focus on 14-year-olds on a soaring program where we want to have 1-week soaring camps here, where we get kids ideally to solo. The Civil Air Patrol and some other groups have done that. And again, bring something new and different that will help kids stay engaged. We're also going to do an RC camp. We're going to have multiple RC camps during the summer next year to get kids to solo in a single design RC airplane. So lots of little, I think they're very creative. Might seem small as a standalone item, but when you add them all together, I think they'll have a big impact.
Tomorrow, Jack and Jim will discuss the health of AirVenture and what it's going to take to keep this major event and the organization that makes it happen healthy long into the future. Well, that's our program for today. We'll be back tomorrow with a look at the day's events from EAA AirVenture 2018 at Whitman Regional Airport in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. I'm Laura Hudson. Thanks for watching. If you're watching us on YouTube, please subscribe and do check us out on Facebook and Twitter. Get comprehensive, real-time, 24/7 coverage of the latest aviation and aerospace stories anytime at aero-news.net. We'll see you tomorrow.